Hi everyone. Are you up yet? Hi. Good afternoon everyone, and no matter where you are and what you're doing, we'd like to say thank you so much for joining us today, for taking your time out of your busy schedule to join with us. And we'd wait for a few seconds for everyone to join in this webinar, and then we will start. And this is a greeting from VinUniversity. I can see so many names are coming up on the screen, and I hope that you're having a really great day. We do hope that this webinar today will be an insightful, informative webinar for you all, for the parents, the students, and all the young talents out there who aspire to be the full citizen, the global citizen, right here in VinUni. All right. So first off, may I introduce myself to you all. My name is V, and I'm so excited, and it's my honor to be the host of the very first webinar of the 2021 intake, and this is VinUniversity. And as a Vietnamese citizen, I'm so happy and proud that in our country we have such an amazing university where the mission is to train and educate outstanding individuals who are knowledgeable, capable, and passionate about making the change for Vietnam and for the world. And we're not, welcoming on board the Vietnamese students, but also the students from all over the world. And we do hope that this will leave a lasting positive impact on the global development and also Vietnam's development. And today in this webinar, we are so excited to introduce to you so many outstanding, distinguished professors from VinUniversity, and also a lot of outstanding students and talents right here. So may I first off introduce each member of this webinar to you all. First we have Professor Rohit Verma, the founding provost of VinUniversity. He's from India and he's sitting right next to me. Okay, so have a closer look so that everyone can see. Next up, we have the representative from the College of Engineering and Computer Science, Professor Kok Seng Wang. He's from Malaysia. And next, we have the representative of College of Health Sciences, Professor Stephen Schiffer. Yes, so you guys can see. Next up, we have the representative from College of Business and Management. We have Professor Jenny Lei. We have a lot of professors today. And I'm a little bit nervous to be sitting next to them all because they are so outstanding and perfect to me. And next, we have the VinUni admission representative, Mr. Chung Chen. Yes, a very bright smile. Hope that can light up your afternoon. And we have three outstanding, knowledgeable, students from VinUniversity, and who will share with us a lot of information for the students and the parents here. We have Trần Phước Lâm Duy from the College of Business and Management. Yes. A hi to everyone. And also we have a student from College of Engineering and Computer Science, Nguyễn Vũ Thu Hiền. Yes, this girl. A lovely girl. And the next, our beautiful and talented smart girl from College of Health Sciences, Lý Bội Dung. Yay. So we would give a round of applause for the attendance of all of us right here, and also a round of applause for all of the audience who are watching this at home or at school or at VinUniversity. We do hope that we can give a lot of information on this webinar. Will provide an opportunity for excellent candidates to join the community of talents all over Vietnam, all over the world, to join VinUniversity, the University of Intellectual. So during this program, a lot of questions have emerged, and we would like to take this as an opportunity to answer all of the questions from the parents, from the students, and from the young talents who aspire to be a part of VinUniversity. Such questions we have collected are: what are VinUni aspirations? What are the criteria for admission at VinUniversity? How will VinUniversity provide scholarships and financial support for the students? What is something unique about the academic programs at VinUniversity? What makes VinUniversity different from other schools, other universities in the world, and also in Vietnam? And first up, we would listen to a lot of speech from professors, representatives of VinUniversity to have a closer look at the program. And the very first opening remark we will listen to is from the founding provost of VinUniversity, who will introduce and elaborate on why VinUniversity is the destination for talents. And please welcome to the screen, and right now, give the floor to Professor Rohit Verma.
Thank you very much. Xin chào everyone. It is indeed a pleasure for me to join this webinar. I was just thinking last year about this time, we were sitting in our temporary offices in Time City, Hanoi, trying to reach out to students. At that time, we did not have a campus, we did not have faculty, we did not have students. And it's wonderful to be here at our campus. We are actually sitting inside our library, which is the center for our learning hub, and then welcoming all of you into our campus through this webinar. So in this information session today, I will take about 5 minutes to quickly give you an overview of the unique programs from VinUniversity, followed by some additional remarks by my colleagues. So first, I would like to remind you that there is a chat feature available, and if you would like to ask some more questions, please go ahead and use the chat feature on your Zoom, and it will give us the questions which we can answer later. All right. So VinUniversity was created for a very simple mission. VinUniversity is positioned as a university of excellence, developing talents for the future. And I would like to take a minute to elaborate a little bit more about the mission of VinUniversity. Imagine you are a high school student, those of you who are in the room, and or their parents. At this point, we have many aspirations, many different things we can do. How does a university like VinUni transform a student to the talent for the future, who can be the real change maker? Here's a simple case example. Take a look at this student who has some outstanding abilities. There are aspirations to do well for herself or her community and her country. She is creative, and she has made the commitment to make the world better than the way she found it. And she has done many things in her school and outside school to demonstrate her AACC attributes, as we call it. At VinUniversity, we look at a holistic view of our student when we accept them in our program, and it's our hope that through our transformative and very innovative educational process, we will excel. And by that we mean in about 4 to 6 years, depending on how long the degree program is, we hope that we will be able to create a student who is empathic, who has exceptional ability, who is creative, who has entrepreneurial spirit, and who has leadership skill. In other words, they are excellent. And they will go on to do wonderful things for themselves and the country and the world. So to be able to do so, we select our students into 3 colleges. We have College of Business and Management, we have College of Engineering and Computer Science, and we have College of Health Sciences. Each of these colleges have several programs to develop talent for the future. In business, we focus on general business administration and hospitality management. In engineering and computer science, we focus on computer science and electrical and mechanical engineering. Within the College of Health Sciences, we have medicine and nursing programs, and we also have graduate residency program. All of these programs are innovative in their own way. In fact, we have developed these programs in collaboration with Cornell and Penn. These are 2 leading universities in the world, and the faculty there have validated our program. As a good example of how our program is recognized is the recent QS Star rating. QS Star is an organization which looks at universities' academic programs and gives them 1 through 5 star learning. Our students will be ready to solve many different types of complex problems which we face in the world. Next year. And finally, I would like to emphasize that, we think of education at VinUniversity to be a holistic experience. It's not just about taking classes, which of course is very important, but beyond classes, we want students to have a healthy lifestyle, and to be able to do so, we have various programs such as faculty advisors, clubs, and of course, to support the academic program, we have things like internship, global exchanges, and to broaden your horizon further, we have things like service learning, and what we are very excited about is a new work-study program which we have just launched. This program will allow students to work as research assistant, teaching assistants, or simply participate in different operational part of the university. And I'll be happy to elaborate more about all of these. So with that, thank you for your attention. I hand over mic back to our smart moderator.
Thank you. Thank you, Mr. Rohit Verma, the founding provost of VinUni, and thanks to your detailed and brief presentation about VinUni, we now have a better understanding of the aspiration of VinUni, also the mission, and what VinUni has to offer to the students and the parents. And of course, a lot of the students now are wondering about the program regarding learning, self-developing, teaching at VinUniversity. And we have 3 professors from 3 different colleges who will answer all of those questions for you. And the very first speech from the professor Kok Seng Won, representing the College of Engineering and Computer Science. Please welcome.
Thank you. Hi everyone, my name is Kok Seng Wong and I'm from the College of Engineering and Computer Science. So today I'm glad to introduce to you 3 degree programs offered in our college. So the first one is the Bachelor of Science in Electrical Engineering with the focus in communication and signal processing, control and automations, as well as power and clean energy. Also, we have a degree program in mechanical engineering with a focus on automotive engineering, and also with system and manufacturing, as well as energy and sustainability. For our computer science degree program, our focus will be on artificial intelligence, which is AI, also data analytics, as well as cyber security. So for information, all the programs that we offered at our college are inspired by the Cornell University's engineering curriculums, and also to allow RBAT accreditation standards. So currently we have our first batch students already on campus, which are excellent students, and also we have world-class professors who had a lot of experience in both teaching as well as research. So at our college, we try to train our students to have 2 skills. So the first skill is the technical skills in terms of the ability to have a creative thinking to design. Also, they should have a logical thinking to solve problems, as well as structured thinking to design a component of a system, as well as the analytical thinking to solve or testing and validate the system. So at the same time, if you are interested to study in engineering or computer science, this is a great opportunity for you to come to VinUniversity, because we have a program for 1 semester internship at a good company and also a research institute under Win Group ecosystem. For example, we have the Win Smart, Win Brain, Win Big Data, as well as VFast and V Smarts. So based on this experience, actually you can turn your knowledge that you learn from the class into hands-on experience, as well as to learn what are the expectations from the industry when you graduate after the programs. So in terms of the facilities, actually we have several good computer labs. One of that is the Super Lab, which is the only one in Vietnam at the moment, which can facilitate 112 students at the same time from 6 experimental classes. And this is also one of the few facilities that institutions in higher learning trying to push in the world. Also, at our college, we try to encourage our students to work on additional projects by themselves after outside the classroom. To support this, we have an open projects lab where the student can access 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. So last but not least, we also have a rapid prototyping lab, which we equipped with the cutting-edge facilities as well as manufacturing tools that we allow the students to build their complex model rapidly.
Sounds very nice. Thank you, Mr. Kok Seng Wang. And I think that in this day and age with the modern technology and advances, this subject of engineering and computer science will attract a lot of more and more students on a daily basis. And next we have another speech from another college, which is College of Health Sciences, and we will listen to Professor Stephen Schiffer.
I'm Dr. Schiffer. I'm professor of medicine at the College of Health Sciences. It's my pleasure to spend a few minutes with you this evening to talk about the exciting professional programs that we have here at VinUniversity. In the College of Health Sciences, we have 3 professional programs. The first one is the MD program for medical students who wish to become doctors. This is a 6-year program during which the first 3 years are primarily spent in the classroom, but the second 3 years are spent primarily in the clinics in the hospital. The second professional program is the BN program for nursing students who wish to become nurses. This is a 4-year program. Then finally, we have the graduate medical education program for graduated doctors who are doing residencies in surgery, medicine, and pediatrics. All 3 of these programs are exciting and share the vision of VinUniversity of being the best. Now, some of the things that I find attractive for our health science programs, which I think as future students here at VinUniversity you should consider, include, first of all, our facilities. We have brand new state-of-the-art classrooms, laboratories. Our anatomy laboratory, for example, is just really outstanding. And then we have a simulation center, which is a whole building. It's a 3-story building just for simulating ORs, hospital rooms, emergency rooms, and even an ambulance. We actually will have a simulated place where you can pretend that you're in a real ambulance. Along with this is class size. We believe in a small class size. Our medical class this year is 50 students, and we like that. Because with a small class size, we get to know you as individuals. We get to know your names, we get to know your faces, we get to care about you during those 6 years that you spend with us. Along with that is our faculty, and as Professor Rohit mentioned, it's an international faculty. Our dean, Maurizio Trevisan, he's from Italy. The leader of our MD program, Dr. Serene, she's from Australia. I'm from the US. So that, along with our many very excellent Vietnamese colleagues, we have truly an international faculty. Then there are a couple of alliances which really make the program here very, very special. We have an alliance with the VinMec healthcare system, and this allows our students to train in some of the best hospitals in Vietnam, along with some of the best doctors and nurses in Vietnam. And very importantly, we have an alliance with the University of Pennsylvania. The curriculum that we have, particularly for the medical school, for the medical program, is virtually identical to the curriculum that students at the University of Pennsylvania experienced. This makes it for a very challenging but high-level training experience that the students will have when they come here to VinUniversity. Then finally, a very important element for me is research. There are opportunities for students to do research here, and to me, research is what makes a medical program, a health science center, excellent. So research is an element that is afforded to the students during their 6 years here. So these are the things that attracted me to VinUniversity and to join the College of Health Sciences. I hope someday you will join us here at VinUniversity. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Stephen, Professor Stephen, for a very insightful information about health sciences. And as you can see, not only the facilities, the professors from all over the world, the training, VinUniversity will be a perfect place for the students who aspire to be doctors and nurses in the future. And next up, we will listen to a speech from the representative of College of Business and Management, Professor Jenny Lee.
Good evening, everyone. My name is Jenny Lee, Assistant Professor at the College of Business and Management at VinUniversity. Our college offers 2 bachelor programs. One is in business administration, and the other is in hospitality management. Our program designs and execution plans are developed in collaboration with and validated by Cornell universities. Therefore, our students can participate in many global exchange programs to study at top universities in the US, UK, Australia, and many other countries. Our college faculty members have world-class teachings and research capabilities. For example, our Professor Rohit Verma, VinUniversity Provost, and also former deans of the College of Business at Cornell Universities, is one of our faculty members. He is a leading researcher in service operations management. Our Professor Sunmi Choice, our dean of our college, is also a very experienced professor from Yonsei University in South Korea. She's a former vice dean of schools of business there. With these world-class teaching teams, we guarantee to deliver world-class learning experiences to students. Also, more importantly, students at VinUniversity will take benefit of the best business training facilities here, including entrepreneurship lab, hotel room service lab, food service lab. So last year's 78 truly exceptional and outstanding students were accepted to the College of Business and Management, and they are getting ready for their first summer internships. Our college has carefully designed these internships with our industry partners who are leaders in their respective industry. So our students will receive on-the-job training and an industry mentor during their internships. After these internships, they could be able to develop their professional skills and gain important industry insights to become successful in their future careers. So, if you are aspire to become an innovative business leaders, please join us at the College of Business and Management. You will be able to work with leading professors and industry partners to fully develop your potential. We look forward to the pleasures of welcoming you here at VinUniversity next year. Thank you.
Thank you, Professor Jenny Lei from College of Business and Management. Well, listening to all of the speeches and the information from our professors, I just wish I could be younger to attend VinUniversity. So don't go away. Stay tuned because we will update more information about VinUniversity. Not only the information about the teaching, learning programs, but also about the student experience that the students have right here at VinUniversity. And in this webinar right here, we have 3 outstanding students from 3 different colleges. And let's have a talk, chit-chat with them a little bit, okay? So first up, may I start with Lý Bội Dung. So you're from College of Health Sciences. Would you like to introduce yourself a little bit to the audience?
Yep. Hi everyone. My name is Lý Bội Dung, and I'm from College of Health Science, specifically MD program. And so just to share with you about my interesting journey to VinUniversity. So I was studying high school abroad, and during my quarantine time at home, like I was accepted at to study biochemistry at a U.S. college. But then during my quarantine time at home, when I was scrolling down my social media feed, and then an advertisement of VinUniversity pop up, and then I was curious. Oh, what is this? And so I clicked on that and explore what degree and program it offers. And so I found out that it has Doctor of Medicine program, which is what I always want to do. So I thought, well, this is a perfect opportunity for me to pursue my dream in my own home country. So I'm very grateful for that coincidence, and that brought me here today. And so far, I have no regret deciding to join VinUniversity because I have been enjoying everything here so far. Thank you so much.
That's lovely. How long have you been studying right here in VinUni?
About like more than a month.
More than a month.
Yeah.
So off the top of your head, what is something that you like the most about your school?
What I like most is a sense of like community, like a family, a sense of family, because like we live in a community where everyone is supportive and like friendly to each other. So whenever I need help, whether from a friend or a faculty, I never hesitate to ask for help.
That's
Yep.
amazing. That's very nice. So what is your major once again?
Medical doctor.
A medical doctor. So you're about to be a doctor in the future. Wow, so amazing. I wish that you can reach further and of course to be a proud doctor for not only Vietnam but also for the world.
Thank you so much.
Thank you. And next we have right here next to Zoom is Lâm Duy from College of Business Management. Would you like to introduce yourself a little bit?
Hi everyone, my name is Lâm Duy and I come from Lâm Đồng province. And to be specific, I come from Bảo Lộc City, which is a small, remote, and disadvantaged city. And I think I was selected partly because of my academic achievement, my extracurriculum. But what is more is that I was chosen because of my care for society and my passion. So I believe that the admission do care about us as a person. They care about what we do in our spare time. So one of my advice for you is to believe in your uniqueness and try to take advantages of it.
That's a very useful advice for the students who are watching the Zoom. So how long did it take you to prepare for the admission to VinUni?
I did apply for the early admission, so it took me around 1 month.
1 month. So how did you prepare for the overall performance?
Actually, I think that it is a long journey to prepare because there's a lot of things you have to do. For example, you have to have a good English, and also you have to study well at school to remain a kind of acceptable GPA. And what is most important is that I believe that students should try to reflect about themselves, about what they do like, and about their passion, so that they can be better as a person, and so that they can write a better essay and perform better in the interviews.
Thank you, Lâm Duy. I think that's a very good key takeaway for the students who really want to do an admission to the VinUni. And next, we have the student who is from College of Engineering and Computer Science, Thu Hiền.
Hi everyone, my name is Nguyễn Vũ Thu Hiền and my major is mechanical engineering, and my application to VinUniversity was an amazing journey. Actually, at first I was just apply for VinUni because there are a lot of classmates of mine who also applied for VinUni, and during the time when I prepared for my application, I realized that the most important thing is not just answer the question of the essays and the interviewer, but actually I was answering myself, like what do I want to do, and what do I want to be, who do I want to become in the future. So my advice for you is to ask yourself, what do you want to do, and to believe in yourself first, because you cannot convince anybody else if you cannot convince yourself that you can do big things.
Oh, thank you, Hiền. That's very nice. So all of our outstanding students right here each have a very nice advice for the students. Believe in yourself, find your uniqueness. And right now, I think that a lot of the students are very eager to know about the admission process to the VinUniversity. And of course, being a pioneer university, we have a very distinctive and different selection process for talents. So please welcome and give the floor back to Mr. Chung Chen from VinUni Admission.
Thank you. So hello everyone. I've been waiting to talk to you because at VinUniversity, I think there's one thing that we care, is you. So my session is going to be brief information and insight just to make you more confident and make you feel like that you can accomplish the application and present the best image about yourself to VinUniversity. So let's start with that one. Firstly, those are a few of the interesting numbers that you might have already be aware of. I just want to bring to you one important thing is that if you can look at the bottoms, 85%, that is the numbers of scholarships and financial aid that we give to our students. So if you're wondering that, can my family afford the universities? Is my answers, our answers is, just show her that you are talents and the scholarship and financial aid, we are always making it available for the top talents of Vietnam. The next one I just want to briefly show you is that our admission procedures is very transparent and fair. You can see that when you receive an admission offers at VinUniversity with your financial aid, the important thing is you are guaranteed to have a review that is thoughtful, careful, holistic, and fair, as you can see in the transparency that we are designing in our double procedures, is making everything separate and then integrated at the ends. Another one is, I bet that you now want to know, so what happened with my application when I click the submit button? So there's a few steps that we do to review the application here. The first one is that of rescreening, where we're going to look at the entire application and try to find the people who we think is the best fit for VinUni, and then you're going to be advanced to the review stage, where our experienced reviewers going to look at the deepest layers of the application and try to see who we will invite for interview. The last step and the unique thing at VinUni is that we interview. You will be having an interview with one of our faculties who will give you, at least one of our faculties who will give you information and will give you a meaningful conversation in which you will discover not just your application, but the general thing that you want to do with your life. The next question that you might have is, so what is my application? What is it composed of? So you can see that there's a few things that listed out here, but the most important thing I think is one key change in decision is that we are trying to see a one-page CV from you, which is the examples of what you have been doing, rereading in the language of our admission committee, if you best to understand and comprehend you. And then again, the interview is a part that we always want to draw your attention to. So what is the other important thing that we have to say about admission? The thing is that at VinUniversity, we have no single metric, to filter our version or to evaluate the version. We use many of the approach, and we have multiple reviews for every application. And then again, you have the conversation with one of our faculties, and that is, how we try to understand you, not just a separate thing, but as a whole person in all of your characters. What is important for selecting that whole person? So our 4 evaluative criteria is AACC, which is academics, abilities, aspiration, creativities, and commitment. The 4 things that you will find a better explanation on the website, but we really want to invite your attention in showing characters in that light. And what makes it, a quality application for VinUni is, I think, the first check mark is complete. Your information should be complete. And the next one is it should be well written. You have to pay enough effort and careful consideration in completing it. And finally, remember to submit it on time to make sure that no error or technical glitches gonna prevent you from submitting the application. So with that in mind, how you make an impression? To make an impression, it's simple enough for us, show it some evidence of growth and show it the coherent, the top line, the development in how you're connecting your activities and award and achievement. And finally, show it the characters and the story and the way that you depict yourself in different lights. So at the end of the day, it's only about being organic and showing yourself. And with that in mind, I think the best way to interact with admission and with the university is still about interaction. So we give it back to answers on the key question that you have for us today.
That's very nice. Thank you, Mr. Chumshen. I feel like I've just been given so much energy to do an application to VinUni. And I think that students who are watching this now have a lot of information about the selection process and also the application process. And we have selected so many questions from the students. And I think that Mr. Chung will keep answering some questions given according to the application. So there is one question from Bat Hai, from National Economics of University, and she asked, if I am already a student at another college, am I eligible to apply to VinUni?
The answer is yes, of course. If you answer the program you're on, you might be able to apply to VinUniversities in different way, but we are always happy to look at different application. We will be happy to look at the number of credit that you have accumulated and try to see if there's anything we can do. But again, the philosophy of education at VinUni, we want to invite everyone to apply at freshman, and we welcome students who are already at another university. In fact, we have quite a few of those students in this season. The education at VinUniversity is very unique, and I bet that you're gonna find it in different journeys and a different type of development you're gonna have. So we look forward to reviewing your application.
And I have a question also. How about the master program? If I graduate already? Yeah.
We have not started our master's program yet, but we hope that starting 22, we'll be able to start offering some master's program.
Wow.
So just hold on. This year, we are taking more undergraduates and then residency, medical residency students.
Yes, and another question for Professor Rohit is, what are some specific factors that will make the admission council to grant a full scholarship?
So that's an excellent question for which I don't have a direct answer, but I only have some guidance. As you saw in my presentation, all my faculty colleagues' presentation, and Mr. Chung's presentation, VinUni has a holistic approach. So we have to look at each applicant and see that they are high on AACC. One of the A is academic achievement, but we're also looking for evidence of aspiration, creativity, and we really want to see that you have commitment for yourself, your family, your community, your country, the world. So if you demonstrate these things, I think our review committees are very favorable to those applications. But there's no one checklist which you can go through and say, okay, this is how I'll get admitted, or this is how I should get scholarship. In fact, please follow the advice of one of our students when she said that you ask the question yourself, why you want to do what you want to do. And if you believe in doing that, then you may be able to come up with the best application.
Thank you, Professor Rohit. And we have a question for 3 colleges right here about what is something that the faculty focus and look for at the students. We may start with the Faculty of Engineering and Computer Sciences.
Okay, as I mentioned just now, for the College of Engineering and Computer Science, we focus.
It's okay to.
We focus on the technical skill, right, from the critical thinking as well as the logical thinking to the soft skill as well. For example, how can they manage their time and how to manage the conflict as well as communications and also the presentation skill.
Thank you. How about the business college?
So for the College of Business and Management, we are looking for candidates who could become future business leaders in Vietnam. So in your application, you, as Professor Rohit has already answered some part of it, you should show your academic excellence, your aspirations, your commitment, and answer the questions, why do you want to become a business leader in Vietnam, and why you could become a business leader in Vietnam.
Thank you, Mr. Jenny. And about the College of Medicine?
Well, the College of Health Sciences, I believe the approach is a holistic one in that we look for 3 things in prospective medical students and nursing students. First of all, do they have an aptitude for science? Clearly, you have to be able to appreciate and understand many principles of science. Secondly, do they have an empathy for other people? I mean, that's our job, is to care for people. And that's an important element for any applicant. And the third, and this is something that I look for very carefully, and that is, do they have a curiosity about why things happen in the human body as they do? This is the basis for research. The best researchers they're curious. They ask questions. So I look for those three things: an aptitude for science, an empathy for people, and a curiosity for why things happen in the human body.
Thank you, Professor Stephen. Take note all of those characteristics and qualities and traits of students that you might want to enroll in at each college. And now there is a question for the students. This question is from bạn Đặng Nhật Hạ, who's studying at Thăng Long High School in Đà Lạt. So the question is, what are the opportunities and challenges that VinUni students are currently facing? So may I have the answer from a student?
So
Challenges
What challenges
and the opportunities.
you are facing?
challenges. I think the challenges here, the challenge that we have to face here, is that we are all new and we all have to like learn together how to like build the community. But it's also like the fact that we are the first cohort and like the first generation ever at the university is also an advantage for us to like make a foundation to build what we want for the next generation. So I would say that that's it for the challenges and the opportunity here at VinUniversity.
So do you want to add more information?
I think the most challenge here in VinUni is a program. It's pretty demanding, and there will be time that we don't have much time for anything else but study. But in overall, I think the challenge is also a fun part, because if you have aspiration and passion, then you will be fine. And about advantages, I think the most advantage here is is the diversity. So you can get along with people from many parts of Vietnam, as well as many people from other countries, and it will help with not only your technical skills but also your soft skill, like as well.
Thank you so much. And some experience from Duy?
I believe that every day since the day I came here is a challenge. That is because the academic standard here is kind of demanding, and it emphasizes a lot of self-study, group-based assignment. And however, I don't like to study all of the time, because around me there are a lot of talented friends. Each of them have their own passion. They do know about what they want to do in their life, and they are really interesting because each of them have their own interests. So I do have to try to get around, to socialize, to talk to other people, and to learn from other people. And the challenge for me is that I have to strike a balance between work and life, so that I can both maintain a good academic and also have to socialize and learn from some of my friends.
Oh, so many challenges, but these are the challenges that will pave the way for success, that you will be here at VinUni. And a lot of students are right now asking about the IELTS, which is a very hot topic all the time. So the question for the IELTS is from bạn Nguyễn Khánh Ngọc. She asked, could I get admitted if I don't have the IELTS scores? And Mr. Chung, would you like to answer this question?
Yes, obviously the answer is yes. because you know that at VinUniversity the language of instruction is English. Well, however, our top priorities is to find talent and developing talent. So the most important thing is to convince her that you are talented and that you want to, make the change in the world. We do have some guidelines, about fulfilling the English requirement for our program. As however, we also have the English pathway program, which is aimed to help a lot of students. So I think what is important is to file the application, and if you qualify, we're going to have the interview and see how performing it. If you can prove to it that you are talented and you show the quality of AACC, we will be very happy to consider your application even without the submission of the IELTS or TOEFL at the beginnings.
And another question that is asked by so many. Yeah, would you like to add more?
Yeah, there are probably several questions about English requirements. So maybe I can just say 2-3 things and we can move on to the next topic. So English requirement is because we want to make sure that when you come to campus, you can follow the class and then enhance your skill level in the language and communication. But we also recognize that depending on where the students are coming from, you may not have equal chance to learn English very well. So we encourage students to keep taking English class the way they can. You still have 6 to 9 months before you will start at VinUniversity, so you can upskill yourself considerably. We also offer summer English pathway program, which is open to all VinUniversity students if they require. And at the end of that pathway program, the students who are taking the class, they take a test, and then that kind of certifies that their English level is at the point that they can continue with the program. And there are many other programs also available, which will help students.
That's very nice. So the VinUniversity will have the support for the students regarding English, so don't worry, because here we have the international environment, learning environment, so you will soon have a comment of the foreign languages. Yes, sure.
Yeah, I just wanted to add one thing, that we will have follow-up webinars. So if we are not able to answer those questions today, please don't think that this is your only opportunity. Actually, this is just the first one. We will have webinars which will focus on specific colleges also. So in that case, you can go much deeper. And then we'll have a webinar focused on student life and residential living, anything else as well.
Thank you. So remember that many more webinars are coming, so stay tuned for more questions and the answers from our professors. And another question regarding health science. So our student asks, what is the differences between the health science programs right here in VinUni and from other university in the US and in the world?
Well, I think there's some very important differences and some very important similarities. As far as differences, what makes the VinUniversity Health Sciences programs, the medical program and the nursing program stand out in my mind, are the resources that are available to the students during their training years. As I mentioned earlier during my talk, when you look at the facilities, the faculty, the programs, the clinical settings in which students will be able to train, I think that's going to be a standout for why a student would want to come to VinUniversity. As far as similarities, though, I think it's important to emphasize that our programs here are set up to be very similar to those that we have in the United States. We expect our students to be able to take and pass licensing exams, such as for the medical students, they should be able to take the Step 1 exams, which the medical students in the US take. For the nursing students, we expect them to be able to pass the NCLEX exam when they're finished. So our standards here are very similar to the standards in the United States. So there are very important differences and very important similarities, which collectively, I think, make our programs a standout.
And also another question from a student, Chami, a medical student in Hanoi. She asked about being an undergrad student in this type of program, medical doctor program. We require some specialized vocabulary. Just being able to communicate is not enough. So how will the school support the students?
Well, something that I would always tell the medical students in the United States on the very first day was that by the time they graduated, their vocabulary will have doubled. That's the nature of medicine. You have to learn so many new terms to become a doctor or a nurse. And as has been already indicated, the primary language that we use here is English. Now, there may be some times when Vietnamese will be the language of choice, such as rotations in the public hospitals. But the primary language that you need to be able to feel very comfortable with in our programs will be English.
I think it would be just a matter of time that the student would soon pick up the vocabulary. And another question for Mr. Kok Seng Wang. So can you tell us more about the differences in teaching and learning methodology compared to other universities in your college?
Okay, in the College of Engineering and Computer Science, we apply modern pedagogical approaches such as active teaching learning as well as problem-based learning. At the same time also, we plan to use, for example, some technology such as virtual reality as well as the augmented reality to support the learning as well as the experimental research work from the students.
Thank you so much. And I think that there are so many more questions are being updated right now on the Zoom. We have another questions for the students. They are curious about the learning environment and the living conditions right here at VinUniversity. So who would like to answer this question? Yeah. Yeah, me, please.
So to share about my experience of living in VinUniversity campus, I think I should tell you a story about my dorm. So the interesting thing is that you can live with people from different parts of Vietnam. So yeah, sometimes it feels like you're living with a foreigner because you cannot understand each other. But I think it's very interesting because it's like I'm studying Vietnamese, my mother tongue, in university. But we get along well. And one time when my roommate had a fever, I learned how to take care of other people. Regarding the learning environment, I think that it's really great here because our professors, as Professor Nam told us, they are here to coach us, not just to teach us. And sometimes I feel like I am being treated like a college, not a student, and it made me very happy here.
Very happy and fulfilling experience. And also we are now having and collecting some more questions from the Zoom. So the first question I would give to Mr. Rohit. They don't understand how to express commitment in ACCA criteria. So can you give more examples?
Sure. I think it's a very fair question. And if I were 17 and a half years old and somebody asked me, I think I would be equally confused. So thank you for asking. But you know, when you think about commitment, what does that mean? Let's say I say I'm committing to running a marathon. Right? Marathon will happen once, maybe 1 year from now. But if I made that commitment, then I have to show the baby steps I'm taking towards running the marathon. Right? I'll have to practice. I'll have to slowly build my strength. I'll have to be regular. I'll have to basically do this again and again, whatever practice is needed, not just do it on ad hoc. So that's an example of commitment towards completing a marathon. Similarly, we can all think about making commitment for doing different things in lives, right? We can just, on one hand, say, okay, I just want to coast along. Maybe I'll graduate, maybe I'll have a job, maybe I'll try different things, and that may be okay. But at VinUniversity, we have a very small cohort of students. Remember, we are trying to develop talents for the future. We want our students to be future leaders, scientists, doctors, engineers. In simple terms, we want them to be change makers. So to be able to do that, it is like running a marathon. You know, change makers don't do things overnight. It takes sometimes years, months, and decades. And so in your essays, in your write-up, in your CV, try to show commitment toward things you are passionate about and things you hope to achieve in life, and how you want the world to make better in whatever you choose to do. That's the commitment we are talking about. What do you do in the long run? I hope that answers your question.
Yeah, I hope that that answer will satisfy your curiosity regarding ACCA. And due to the pressure of time, we might receive one more question that is about non-academic achievements. And they wonder if that greatly affect the results. And I might give this question to Mr. Chung.
So I think for original at VinUnis, you can see with AACC, the academic thing is only one component, and it is usually something that shows how good you are at doing your coursework and at keeping up with colleges. But what is important is actually the journey that bring you here, and as we say that we want to see change makers at VinUni. So the non-academic component show what the aspiration, what you aspire to do and what you make people being aspired, how you inspire people. And then the other thing is how you think out of the box, or again, how you make a commitment. So on of your non-academics, I think the answer is yes and no. It is a big part of your application and is something that is fundamentally important for us to look at, but you should look at every part of the application with equals interest, and invest in expressing yourself in the best light.
Yes, thank you, Chung. So I think this may be the last question, right? Yes, non-academic achievements do matter. It shows that you have done things above and beyond what you do in your classes for your grades. So last year I saw example of students who were chess players, or who were amazing dancers, or somebody who was a excellent painter, and there was a student who spoke many languages. There was a student who loved to do community work, and so on. So there could be many different type of non-academic achievements. Having said that, don't think of that as a checklist again. It is not important to show that I did X number of non-curricular activities and it will make a difference. No, you try to show your complete picture. Say things, what you have achieved, say things you are passionate about, whether it's for class or for non-class. And we trust that our faculty are knowledgeable enough to extrapolate based on the information you have provided about your overall capabilities. Thank you.
Thank you once again for all the answers from the professors, from the students. And I know that right now you guys are now having so many questions more to ask us, but I think due to the time, this might be the end of the webinar today. But don't worry, because we will gonna have a lot of more webinars coming up next throughout the whole year, and also the webinar of the general information of VinUni and the webinar of the colleges specialized for some students who want to get into a specific college. Yeah, once again, I would like to say thank you to our professors, to the students, to all of the staff here at VinUni who are working so hard to make this webinar, the very first webinar of the Intake 2021, happened. So may us give a round of applause for all of us here today and for the students. And the admission is on, and we are looking forward to more outstanding, knowledgeable, passionate, capable talents joining us at VinUni, and we are here to make the change. This is University of Intellectual. Thank you so much for joining in, and have a good one.